haven't worn black lipstick since like high school. I'm not sure what I think. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Alyssa and today I am doing the mid-year book freakout tag. Everyone and their mom is doing this, so I was like, why not me? So there's a series of questions that kind of cover the first half of your reading year and a little bit into the other half. So I'm going to answer those questions today in this video. So let's get started because there's a lot of questions and we all know how much I like to talk. Okay, question number 1 is best book you've read so far this year. And that was a super easy answer because no one's gonna be surprised. And that is The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. This is such a great book. Everyone needs to read this. I've been telling everybody that they need to read this. My family's sick of me. It's great. I loved this book so much. The sequel is really good so far. It's just, it's everything. I love this book so much. So yeah, this is the best book that I've read this year. That was stupid. Why would you do that? Question number 2 is the best sequel you've read so far. And that would go to Tunnel of Bones by Victoria Schwab. And I loved this so much. The first one was really good, but the second one just blew the first one out of the water. I listened to this on audiobook and the reader was just so good. I have so many questions with this series. I absolutely love it. This follows a girl who goes abroad to Europe because her parents are actually ghost hunters and storytellers. But the funny thing is that she can see ghosts and all kinds of craziness happens. This one specifically takes place in the London catacombs, so it was really interesting to learn about that, and then I was like so creeped out, it wasn't even funny. This is actually a middle grade book, so the fact that I was creeped out was just incredible. Victoria Schwab can do no wrong. She's like, Okay, so question number 3 is a new release that you haven't read yet. And boy howdy, I could have picked anything that has come out this year, but instead I have chosen Kingdom of Souls by Rena Barron. I have heard nothing but good things about this book. It wasn't on my radar for the longest time until recently. A Frolic Through Fiction was talking about it and was describing it. I was like, oh my gosh, that sounds so good. So since she talked about it, I, of course, was like, this sounds amazing. So I went and bought it. And I'm really excited to read this. This is, I believe it's about a girl who's training to be a witch doctor and bad things ensue. I hear there's demon children, but I'm really excited to read this one. Question number 4 is your most anticipated release for the second half of the year. And that has to go to Rhythm of War by Brandon Sanderson, the 4th installment in the Way of Kings series. I'm really excited for this one. I haven't even finished the second one or the third one, but I want it. And I'm so excited. A close second would be A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik? I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. I'm sorry. I'm so bad at names. The more I film these videos, the more I realize that I'm really bad at names. This is about a school that doesn't have any teachers or classrooms or anything. These students are thrown into this school building, and there's like a monster and demons and scary things that roam the halls, and the goal of this school is to survive. And this sounds absolutely amazing. The cover for this is gorgeous and I cannot wait for this book. I heard about it and I was like, yes please, sign me up, take all my money. Question number 5 is your biggest disappointment. I've already talked about Fallen Kingdoms recently, so I'm not going to talk about that one. So instead, All the Stars and Teeth by Adelyn Grace. This was such a disappointment. I really wanted to like this. I really did. And the plot sounded great. It has pirates. I love books with pirates. And it had a princess, and I was like, yes, please. Oh my gosh, this was a dumpster fire. The main character was so annoying. The side characters were kind of annoying, and there was no plot, and the ending was really dumb. This is about a girl who has this specialty magic, and unfortunately gets her in a lot of trouble, so she runs away with a pirate to try and fix what she's done. At least I think that's what happened. Also, another thing I've noticed about myself with filming these, I apparently don't know how to describe books. I wish I could have liked this more. It had so much potential, but I just really hated it. It was no bueno. It was no good for me. Question number 6 is your biggest surprise, and that definitely has to go to East by Edith Pattou. So I had never heard of this until I saw it at the store, and I saw this gorgeous cover, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love that artist. This is by, the artist is Charlie Bowater, and I love her stuff that she does for A Court of Thorns and Roses, and Throne of Glass, and pretty much any of Sarah J. Maas's stuff. And she does a whole lot of other stuff too, but I didn't know that she was doing book covers, so I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. And I obviously had to find out what this book was about, and it sounded amazing, and guess what? It was. This was definitely the biggest surprise. This came out about 2005, around there, and this is a pretty old one, but it was so good. The writing was just so lyrical and pretty, and the descriptions were just chef's kiss. This is about a girl named Rose who makes a deal with a talking polar bear to save her family and goes and lives with him in his cave palace. This is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, kind of, with a mix of Nordic fairy tales. So it is just so good and so interesting, and I highly recommend it. There's only 2 books in the series. The second one just came out, so that's why they got a cover rebrand, and it was really surprising and really, really good. Question number 7 is your new favorite author or new to you, and that definitely has to go to Victoria Schwab, or V.E. Schwab. Her books have just been so incredible. I've already read 3.5, almost 4 books by her this year alone, so I definitely have to say that she is my new favorite author. Question number 8 is newest fictional crush, and honestly, I don't crush anymore. I think people my age are kind of past that now, because I'm married, so it's kind of awkward. So yeah, I don't really have an answer for this one. Sorry. All right, question number 9 is newest favorite character, and that 100% goes to Kaladin from The Way of Kings. I'll put some fan art right here. I love Kaladin. Kaladin is such a great character. He goes through so much growth, and there's so many questions about him that I have. He's kind, he's understanding, he takes care of his people, and he's so great. I love him so much. Question number 10 is book that made you cry this year. And once again, I wish I had different answers, but this is literally the only book that made me bawl my eyes out. The ending of this book is just so powerful and so great. I cried so hard, and I was in so much shock at the same time, so it was like tears and just and then tears falling down my face. That expression looked really weird with this black lipstick. Once again, I should not wear this. Oh well. Question number 11 is a book that made you happy, and it's kind of an odd answer, but hear me out, okay? And that is Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. Okay, so Ninth House is kind of inherently a sad book in some ways, but it was just so well done and so interesting, and I loved all the characters and the plot and everything about it. It just made me so very happy. I loved this so much. So of course it made me happy, even though a lot of the stuff that happened in this was really depressing. And the fact that there's still stickers on here that I can't get off. Depressing. This is about a girl named Alex Stern who goes to a fancy-pantsy school, goes to Yale, and she kind of joins like this secret society, and they kind of protect the other houses of this school during rituals and stuff because they're ghosts just show up, and she can see ghosts, which is like not normal, oddly. This is an odd book to describe, and once again, having struggles today. I highly recommend this one if you want like just a really interesting and unique story. I mean, it's sad sometimes, but it made me happy. I love Leigh Bardugo's books. Okay, so question number 12 is most beautiful book that you've received this year, and that 100% goes to Where Dreams Descend by Janella Angeles. That makes way more sense than Angeles. I just recently got this in an owl crate, and it's absolutely gorgeous. It has no dust jacket. This is all just on the book, and it's so pretty and shiny, and I just really, really like it. I think one thing that would make this even better, gold sprayed edges or red. Just saying. It's absolutely beautiful. It's the most beautiful book I officially now own. I don't really know what this one's about. It's got circus elements, and a lot of people have been saying it's kind of like The Greatest Showman in a way, so I'm excited to read it. I have not really read a whole lot of books that take place in a circus through, excuse me. Question number 13 is, what is a book that you really need to read by the end of the year? Exhibit A. This whole shelf is TBR. The whole thing. It's a problem. I actually have a list in my bullet journal of like top 20 books or top 10 books I want to read in 2020, and I'm making kind of a dent. I've read like 2 or 3, but will I get to them by the end of the year? Probably not, because this is me we're talking about. But I think the one book is top priority, aside from the rest of the Way of Kings, because that's just a given, is, please don't shame me too hard, is House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas. Crescent City. I don't know which is the actual title. I guess I could look it up, but who's got time for that? No, I haven't read this book. Yes, I really, really want to. It's just so dang long, and the pages are Bible thin, and I'm intimidated, which is kind of funny because I read all of Sarah J. Maas's books. My cat's going crazy in a box over there. Why not? I've read all her books, so there's literally no reason why I should be intimidated by this, because I've read Kingdom of Ash, and I think that's longer than this. I don't really know much about this. I don't want to know much about this. I just know that a lot of people really love this. My friend Becky really loved it. Everyone on BookTube seems to love it, who typically don't even like Sarah J. Maas. They like this, so that's saying a lot too. This is like top priority. Top priority. So those were all the questions in the mid-year book freakout tag. This was so fun, and it's kind of interesting because I hadn't made videos till like mid-year, so you guys kind of get to see a little bit of what I've been reading before I started this, so that's kind of fun. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you very, very soon in the next video. Bye-bye!